Hello and welcome to an episode of Historically Mart. I am Jason in Kirkwood, Missouri, in a park that's been somewhat hidden. Not many people know about it. I know hidden gems is an overused word on the internet, especially here on YouTube, because once it's online, it's not hidden anymore, right? Well, I do have one group to thank, and that's the Facebook group called the St. Louis Secluded Places. I don't know if it's one person or more that runs that group, but they have inspired me to check out some cool, hidden, unknown places around the St. Louis area, and this is one of them. So I decided to check it out. This is where a quarry operation once was. There's a nature trail. I've never been here before. I don't even know how many people even know about it, but I'm sure thanks to the Facebook group, a lot of people do know. There's supposedly some historical markers here. So let's go on a little adventure and check this out. Here's the parking area. There's about a dozen spots plus one handicap. And that, of course, is the trail that takes you to the area and the overlook. And let's do this. And just a friendly reminder, no vehicles obviously, but just all foot traffic. No bicycles, no scooters, no rollerblades or skating of any kind, unless you have a permit, or if you have like a permit or whatever. And yeah, no dogs either. And I know that probably won't sit well with a lot of people, but maybe it's for the right reasons. And as you start hitting the trail, walk a little ways, right away you are notified steep grade, so you'll be going down. Just walk as slow as you can and just keep strolling down the trail, and by that time you're assured that the footpath and overlook is just right up ahead, and there's an old bench if you want to sit on it. Okay, so there's kind of a fork in the road. You can either A, follow the footpath, which is no longer paved. It's basically just a nature trail. I do not know how long it is. I'll find out though. But if you just want to see the overlook, you gotta go that way, which is where I'm going. Okay, now I'm kind of curious as to what that structure is, and hopefully there's a path that'll take me there. So what I'm gonna do is just go through here and check it out. Okay, it's really hard to tell what this was, but it looks like there's an entryway in there, but I don't think I'm going to go in there, but I'll look at it anyways. Okay, yeah, I don't think this was a house. There's graffiti in there. I'm just going to kind of take a peek. Yeah, obviously something got neglected here. There's a lot of greenery, shrubs and whatnot in there. And then there's that right there. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what this was. If somebody can provide me some info in the comments, that'd be awesome. But other than that, it's kind of cool looking at these old structures that have long been forgotten and again neglected. All right, I'm going to go back on the trail. Okay, so just a short walk ahead is the overlook. And I'll see what's on the bottom shortly, but let's see. Alright, so this was put up by the Kirkwood Rotary Club and Briggs Construction Company, celebrating 100 years of Rotary, 1904 to 2004. Alright, this should be great. Okay, there's markers there, lots of information, but unfortunately I can't really see very much. Yeah. Here's what it looks like below. But yeah, I see mostly trees, but this was where the quarry was. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's very lengthy, but I'm going to start with the history of the quarry. Meramec Highlands Quarry and Dee Koestering Park served as a cornerstone of the Meramec Highlands Resort Development, established circa 1890. It may have started as a local diggings prior to its development as a commercial joint venture of the Sunset Hill Electric, Light and Power Company and Meramec Highlands Company. By 1891, the quarry was in full operation and became wholly owned by the Meramec Highlands Company by 1895. The quarry provided a unique building stone, or known as the Meramec Bluestone, for the Meramec Highland Inn, the Meramec Station Railway Depot, the local school and store, as well as foundations and decorative stone for resort buildings and cottages. It likely provided some crushed stone for roads and roadbed stone for the nearby St. Louis and San Francisco Railway. And then I'm going to skip down to here. As a wholly owned subsidiary of the Meramec Highlands Company, quarry fortunes rose and fell with that venture. When visited in 1902 by the Missouri Bureau of Geology and Mines, the quarry was deemed one of the best equipped, but also has been abandoned for a number of years. Some sources claim that the quarry was reopened in 1903 to provide stone for the St. Louis World's Fair buildings and other structures in Forest Park. However, no buildings are believed in existence today in Forest Park that were built with stone from the quarry. The site was abandoned as a quarry operation in 1905. Okay, so here is what it looked like back in the day at an operation. And again, this one's kind of lengthy. The history of the Meramec Highlands. It was a dream of a St. Louis businessman, Marcus Bernheimer. His vision was to create a summer resort along the Meramec River. In 1891, it appears the construction of the Highlands Inn and the train station neared completion. By 1893, Bernheimer had acquired nearly 350 acres of what would become a 438-acre complex. And the dream was realized by 1895. It had the railroad station, the 125-room Highland Inn. Oh my gosh. It had 15 cottages, the Sunset Hill Pagoda Dance Hall, mineral spring bathhouses, steam laundry, dormitories, merchandise stores, a conservatory, a large ice house. Oh my gosh. It looks like it was a very popular recreational area, but after about 6 years, Bernheimer lost so much on the project that it was taken over by his brother Jacob. And I'm going to skip down to where the Sunset Hill Pagoda Dance Hall served nickel beer during this time and enjoyed new popularity particularly during the 1904 World's Fair. By 1907, however, the area was in decline, and by 1912, new resorts developing along the Meramec River from Valley Park to Eureka resulted in the closure of most of the facilities in the Highlands area. So here's a picture of picnickers in the quarry, circa 1920. Down there it says the city of Kirkwood purchased the site from Dee and Ernie Koestering in 2001, with a portion of the cost paid for by the Land and Water Conservation Fund. It was open to the public, dedicated to the people of Kirkwood in 2003. Okay. And then here is not much history, but it just talks about the geology in the quarry, the natural features like the animals, plants, and trees, the quarry rocks. But either way, I mean, it's lots of great information. And even though this is not a this is not a Missouri State Park site, it kind of reminds me of those Missouri State Parks markers where they really cram all the details. So I'm gonna briefly go down there. I believe there's a trail. I gotta watch my step. Yeah, obviously be very, very careful. There's tree branches sticking out everywhere. Now it's basically a lower level of what I saw. There are the rules. Yeah, prevent accidents, don't climb or sit on the railings, supervise the children, all that. And that's basically just it. Now you can see the traffic of Interstate 44 through that fence, kinda. You can definitely hear it. But yeah, I don't know, I just thought I'd come check this out. I'm sure in the wintertime there's probably a much better view because of no leaves on the trees. So I decided to check out the footpath, and there's a sign that says be smart, you know, report vandalism, be very careful, because yes, this is obviously an uneven surface, but it looks like it leads to a parking lot or some sort of paved thing, but I'll let you know as soon as I get down there. Okay, I'm gonna pause right here, and Look at this rock. Wow. I mean, just as it was 100 some years ago. And there's another cliff. I'm just going to kind of walk just a bit of ways. Yeah, really not much to see. I mean, it looks great and everything. Oh, there's some more rocks down there. I don't know why, but this kind of reminds me of Elephant Park in southern Missouri. You see all these rocks all stacked up and everything. Very nice. And I think that's the overlook up there. You can't really see it, but you can kind of see a black fence. But very cool. Oh, the trail does go. Okay. So yeah. Check these out. Okay, I'm not going to go any farther because, yeah, there's a little stream or a little pond going on there. But yeah, it's basically, it's just rocks just laying around. A lot of them you can tell have been drilled, especially that one right there. And that looks like one of those sitting areas. So that paved area, what it looked like from far distance, this is it. Yeah. It looks like it's concrete, but it's not. It's natural rock. I don't know the technical name for it. I was never good in science. But yeah, walking on something that I'm assuming not many people know about. Very cool. I'm just gonna kind of take a look over here. Yeah, it looks like somebody spray painted something over there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. I can't even tell what it says. Oh wow. I'm sorry, I'm just like, wow, I'm in like, I feel like I'm in an undiscovered area that not many people even know about. All right, now I got to go back up that steep hill that I went down. Yeah, it's gonna be misery, but at least I'll be back into my car. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Historically Mart. I am Jason at the Quarry Park in Kirkwood, Missouri. Hope you guys come out here and give this one a little check out. So, Jason signing off.